you're off.
Yeah, buzzing. So we're here, the first pod, bro. How do you feel, bro?
Buzzing, bro. We're here, innit? We're active, finally.
Celebration, little Janie and Cole. Cheers, bro. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cheers to everyone on set and all that. Like, we're all having a drink and all that. It's feeling good, but like, how are you, bro? Like, I know we've seen a lot of each other, like,
we do
recently, but like, how are you? Do you know what I mean? Like,
so yeah, good, man. I mean, well, like I said, we see each other most days, innit? But obviously, new beginnings for you and me as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Obviously, tying up with some new shit in our lives, I guess. But I know me starting a new job as well on Monday.
Shit, yeah, same. Both starting new jobs. both starting new jobs. How's your new job? Is it alright?
Yeah, it's just, you know, bare learning.
Yeah,
like other teams, remote learning is like the worst thing ever. Because,
Yeah,
like,
shit,
you know what I mean? I'm focusing so much on the screen. And like, I catch myself yawning like 5 times a day.
Yeah, like,
just,
I hate Zoom. You know when you're on like the Teams calls, like when you're on the thing, like I usually sit there with my PJ bottoms on and a nice t-shirt.
Well,
you know what I mean? The dressing gown's always on.
Our boss, my new boss, he don't like people in dressing gowns on call.
Yeah, but I don't wear the dressing gown. You know what I mean?
I get you. I went out, I picked my car up this morning. And I got back and I was just in my night windbreaker, and it's like orange on top. And I joined a call with like the rest of the team, and I'm like, "Oh, you going running?" I just come out of it, innit? But yeah, so what about you? How's the job?
Yeah, it's alright. You know, I'm actually loving it. You know, like I didn't think I'd be so into it so quick. Like it's something different, doing something different, working in fashion now as well. But stepped away from doing as much music stuff, doing more fashion and that. Working in PR, so working on the other side of. Usually I'll be the one receiving press releases and people asking me to write their stuff, but now I'm on the other side asking people to write about my stuff, if that makes sense.
How's it feel doing it on the other side now?
It's alright. Like, it's more like the creative, like the PR side of stuff's easy, but the bit I'm enjoying is like you actually being creative, and what my job is, I've got more responsibility and stuff like that. People count on me a lot more than they did in my last job, so it just feels better.
Yeah, definitely. Moving up in it, that's like me as well. Like, especially with a new job, you feel like you've got more responsibility straight up as well. Because you're just trying to do as well. Do you know what I mean?
What are you like with something like that? So like, do you get nervous? Like the night before, was you nervous?
Do you know what? Yeah, because my new job is still in the same company. Not really, because I know most of the people anyway. But I'm just working alongside them now. Yeah. But I already knew who they are, so it's not like a complete new job where you just walk into a new office. So like you walk into a new office, like new environment, fucking everything different. For me, it's just still the same. I still see the same people. But now I know I'm on a better level now.
I was pretty nervous when I drove in. Like the night before I was sweet, and when I got there I parked up outside. I was actually pretty nervous, like meeting. I'm not too bad with meeting new people, but I think it was just because my last job like wasn't a shit show, but like it didn't go to plan because of COVID and stuff and all that, like. So I don't know, I was just nervous. I wanted to make a good impression, do you know what I mean? But
nervous energy is not a bad thing. You know what I mean?
It's not.
If you have nerves, it means you care and that you are bothered. Because you feel that way, so you want to do good.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That is true.
Bit of nerves is not bad. Too much nerves is the bad thing, but feeling a bit nervous for something is an issue usually.
Well, yeah. New year, new start, do you know what I mean? Like,
new start, new pod.
New pod,
Cheese.
New job, hopefully, new lives. Do you know what I mean?
Like, new beginnings for us now doing this. Obviously we're now underway.
It feels mad to actually be doing it, do you know what I mean? Like, to be here.
Even just setting everything up.
It's gone quick though.
It's gone quick. Trust me. It's gone fast, bro. Yeah, it's gone fast, hasn't it, to be fair, from when we were chatting about it. How things have moved.
Innit?
And how it's here now.
Innit?
I mean, 2020 was a quick year anyway. I think for me anyway, I don't know like everyone else, but just flew by. But it's like that most years, isn't it? When it gets to the end, it flies by and you think, fucking hell, where's the year gone?
Yeah, no, it does.
2021, new things.
Last year went so quick because it was just a blur. I think this year will be the same, because even if we come out of the lockdown and stuff like that and then we start actually living life, life's just going to be one big party for a year, bro. Definitely. Like as soon as we can actually go out, like I was saying the other day, I was saying at work the other day that even if we can't go abroad, being able to go out to the pub or do whatever and actually go out and do things without having to feel prang all the time, without actually having to worry about like people just being pissed off at you for doing normal things. Like we can actually go out and being able to go out in a group and hug someone just without being judged. Like actually do normal human interactions. Yeah, like is that will be a holiday in itself.
How mad is that? That's for me now. Like that's the dream, man. Just to get back to normality. Do you know what I mean? Just to get. I was thinking, yeah, like obviously, I know me and like we don't go out in town as much or anything like that. We might not be going out, but now when lockdown's over. I'm straight to town.
Yeah, I'm all
straight
over
in the boozer. Every night,
through
it. I'll be coming on here rough out my head. Like,
the thing is, yeah, you're not like you don't really go out that like that. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm a pub guy usually, but like
I'll be in the boozer though, mate.
Yeah,
100%. As soon as the opportunity, well, that's going to be the issue though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Do you think that social interaction with other people after spending? I mean, we have allegedly we have been. May or may not have been seeing people when we've not been allowed to, but in terms of like being in big social events and seeing people and socialising with people that you haven't seen in such a long time, do you think that you'll find it any different when you're actually coming to speak with people?
I was thinking about this the other day actually. Nah, I don't think I will, because really, I mean, for me, even when I'm working still, I'm still interacting with people. I mean, face-to-face interaction is different, isn't it? But like, nah, I don't think it'll be any different. I'll just be more gassed when I see people, when I'm out and about.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be more happy just to be out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Nah, fully. But I think in terms of like the whole stepping out of your comfort zone thing, like I think that for a lot of people, maybe if me and you personally won't be, but I think as the UK as a whole and for the population as a whole and for people, like social anxiety is a real thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it'll be tenfold when we come out of it. Like people struggle with going and speaking to people on a big scale, or people going to big social events or meeting loads of new people. So I think things like that, like especially coming out the back of this, like people will find it a lot harder. Because think about it, lockdown for some people will actually love it. Some people were genuinely into it. But like I think we'll only know when we come out of it that it actually could be a bit more of a head fuck than people think on this.
Yeah, I think, like I say, everyone's different, aren't they? Some people might be a bit anxious with it going back out. I think, to be fair, the people who would be feeling a bit shit about it as well when everyone is back out, so like me, who's going to be hyper gassed out of my head, buzzing to just be back out with my mates and everyone's having a good time. The people who've been a bit away from that may struggle with it a bit too much, so I think that maybe the government are going to take that into account as well. You know, when they do phase everything back, they want to make it good for everybody, all parties, which is why it's going to go on for a bit longer, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. That's why I think it's been a bit of a mess. It's because like it's been so that the rules have been so inconsistent throughout the entire year. As soon as the infection rates have dropped down or whatever, like everywhere's been open up, which has been sick. But what do they expect when they see it all go back up? Do you know what I mean? Like it's got to happen. Whereas like if you look at like Australia, for example, they get one infection and they lock the entire place down, and they're chilling like life's normal for them. Do you know what I mean? So
See,
I don't know.
With the Australia thing, yeah, my people say, I see it on Twitter mainly. You know what I mean? Because that's where I see most of the stuff. But I see people like, oh, look at Australia, look at New Zealand, they just lock down straight away. But they're like an island in the middle of the ocean, like where it's miles away for anyone to get through anyway. So locking down for them is easy, right? Even though UK should have locked down earlier, it's easier for them to do it because there's so much coming into the UK anyway. And obviously, they're not doing it themselves. The UK, fucking around, taking long has obviously made it what it is now. But I think it's tough to compare like that. Even though that's what should have happened, I think it's tougher on the economy for us in the UK for that to happen.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's not. It's a global thing though, bro. Like, it's everyone struggled, like, and it's actually embarrassing, that we're one of the smallest countries, the smallest nations, and yet we've got the worst death rate by a mile. It's actually embarrassing.
It's peak, isn't it?
It actually is embarrassing.
Fully peak, bro. But you know what I mean. It is what it is.
Well, one thing I've seen though, lockdown and all that, like obviously people have got more time to themselves and people are trying different things that, like we're a prime example of it, that we're actually using this time to be able to do something productive and to be able to step up and, try something new. And I've seen a lot of people have been doing it. Like I feel like a lot of people, as much as some people are struggling, other people I think have thrived and are definitely putting themselves out there a lot more.
100%.
But in terms of that, like some people, as I say, are doing well. But do you think that the stigma of people being affected by social media and pushing themselves out there, and that it affecting people in a negative way, do you think it's there or not?
I don't know. I mean, it's like I say, it's different for everyone else, isn't it? There's people who are out there still doing. that's the thing. Like I seen I think it was this morning the summit with and they had some influencer on, like some bird who's in Dubai.
Oh, she's a fucking idiot. Sorry. She's a fucking
And like
idiot.
they interviewed her, didn't they? And she was like, "Oh well, you know what I do encourages people, you know, it gets people motivated and stuff." I was going to Dubai, posting everything on Instagram about flaunting your lifestyle, going to motivate someone stuck at home, sat down, not doing anything, not allowed to leave the house.
Mate, I was having this conversation, yeah, today actually with my mates from uni, right? The whole influencer vibe, yeah, and this whole thing of being an influencer. Don't get me wrong, I know a couple of people who do it for a job, and they're good at what they do, and they understand that they push out a message to a large number of people, and they understand that people are very easily influenced, especially younger boys and girls, are so easily influenced by what these people are saying.
Easy.
Right? So I'm not accounting this for every single influencer in the world, because as I say, I do know a couple that are doing the thing and they're doing well, but there's a massive proportion, yeah, of all these influencers, boys and girls, who are putting stuff out, and they're just influencing people in a complete wrong way. Like I saw one today of someone pushing out saying that they don't like eating food and things like that. They don't like eating, and they feel bad for eating a certain thing. And I'm not being funny, right?
How can you put that out?
Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
So she's saying that she feels bad for eating a certain thing, right?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, I don't want to bait her out too much, but yeah, I won't even go there. But she is talking about, doesn't want to eat this, doesn't want to eat that. She feels bad for eating certain things and drinking certain things. Bro, it was a fucking chocolate bar and a Lucozade. Like it was a chocolate bar and a Lucozade. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but for like a very easily influenced young boy or girl, especially girls nowadays, and they see pretty girls online, like that's going to make them not want to eat, which is actually bad.
It's not even.
It's actually bad.
The wrong message is like an understatement. It's literally stupid.
It's stupid.
How can you say stuff like
that? But the annoying thing is, like,
listen.
But they're being condoned though. Like these people, right, are being condoned to do it, because even if this, say for example, this girl or boy, I'm not going to say who it is, who put out this thing today on Instagram, I guarantee you next week they'll be doing a paid branded post by a big brand, by big respectable brands, that are coming to them, paying them to advertise their stuff. But on the flip side, these big brands don't see that this particular person or people, it's not just one person, thousands of them are doing it.
They don't see the negative effects.
And do you know what I'm saying? Like they're being paid to. They don't think they're doing anything wrong, because brands aren't pulling these kind of people up on things. Do you know what I mean?
I see something about that. Back on that girl who was in Dubai saying she's getting people motivated and whatnot, and that's not an influencer. That's not, who's that influencing? That's influencing people to want to go to Dubai and live a better life. Whereas I seen, what was he called off Love Island, the Doctor
Alex. Big up Dr. Alex.
Well, that
big
guy,
up Dr. Alex.
And someone said that this guy, that's a real influencer. Someone who's still working in hospitals. Well, was still working in hospitals, doing his job throughout the pandemic to the best of his ability. Yeah. And I don't know if it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, he's been appointed as something.
Head of mental health.
Yeah, head of mental health, innit? Yeah. That's literally what I say, yeah.
I was sick to that, man.
Alright, what's the definition of influencing someone? Someone Google it. The definition of influence or influencing.
It ain't going Dubai.
It ain't going Dubai and doing shit like that.
That's what I mean. This guy, is still working his field, still doing what his job is. Yeah. And yet he has 1 million odd followers on Instagram. And the stuff that he puts is the best stuff, you know what I mean?
So influencing typically means to affect or change someone or something in an indirect but usually important way.
Indirect or usually important way.
Going
Dubai, how is that important? Who can afford to do that in like the average Joe can't afford to go and do that?
People losing jobs and shit.
That's so bad that. Think about it. But realistically, all these people do, and again, I'm not slagging every single one off. Like, I don't want the influencer society to come and cancel the podcast before it's even started, do you know what I mean? But, like, bloody, like, some of these people that all they're putting out is they're selling people's brands. That's not selling people, they're tagging clothes or whatever to sell things for other companies. Like, how is that influencing people?
It's not.
Like, it's genuinely not. I know influencers, I know someone who I saw a few weeks ago, and she started out her Instagram, like, she deleted it for a while, because it was affecting her mental health, and she wanted to focus on herself before she started putting things out. But now she's restarted doing her Insta, she's built it up, and it's blown up. To be fair, she's got over 10k now, and her entire thing is about inspiring people to focus on the mental health and to be able to manifest good things in the world, and just to be able to like motivate people. That's influence.
That is influence.
That's the definition of influence. Big up Ben for that. But yeah, I don't know.
Take it like that, bro. Too many people in the world like that.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Very, very daft, mate. Very, very daft.
But anyway, apart from that, this year is very unpredictable. We don't know what to predict for this year.
100%.
But what shit's happened? Like, what has happened this year so far? Like
2021.
2021. What stood out for you so far this year?
So what stood out for me this year? Do you know what is something bad actually? Again, a bit more of a depressing topic. But our kid died. What's it called? Tom Moore.
Yeah, that's sad. I saw that. That's sad.
He made 33 mil.
Yeah.
In NHS.
That is sad.
And again, I seen people slagging him off. Because I think in December he went on holiday, didn't he? He went to Barbados with his family.
Yeah, so what?
And they were like, well,
he's allowed to go on holiday and
exactly.
influence it.
They were like, well, you know, he's not sticking to lockdown. He went when they were allowed to go, and he's made 33 mil for the fucking NHS. Can go to Mars if he wants. He can do what he wants. You know what I mean? Why? How can people slag him off? People who don't have any contribution to society to the closest extent than that guy has. And then be saying, oh well, he went Barbados, so made 33 mil for the NHS.
I saw a quote. Yeah, I swear it was like he first served for the army when he was like 16. Because I swear back in them days, like you was in the army when you was bare young. Don't I don't know if I'm right, but I swear it was like he first served for the army when he was like 16, and last served for the army. How old was he when he died? 100. Last served for the army when he was 100 years old. Like, even though he might not have been in Afghanistan shooting people, like he was still serving
the country.
Still serving the country and doing something.
He served the country all his life, and then raised 33 million for the country for the NHS during a pandemic.
Yeah.
And people, little trolls on Twitter, can try and slag him off. Get in the bin, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
People are high daft.
My dad was telling me they think about getting him buried in that cathedral where like all the mad important people from England are.
Yeah,
that's sick. That.
Oh, that's
so
sick.
He'll 100% be recognised and remembered in many ways across the UK.
Yeah,
he should be
anyway, definitely big.
100% should be. Big up, Captain Tom.
Yeah.
R.I.P. mate.
Drinks to that, mate. Yeah, drinks to that.
100 mate. What about you? 2021. What's the same for you so far?
I don't know. You know, I feel like I've taken a bit of a step back this year so far. Like, in terms of, I think last year, like, I got so sucked into the routine of doing nothing, or doing the bare minimum because I didn't have anything to do. So this year, I've just been completely about just trying to level up in myself really, and just sort of, do you know what I mean? Like actually try and motivate myself to do something better, and just I've tried to take a step away from all that stuff that sucked me in last year to be so boring and not doing anything. So yeah, I've just been taking in a lot of music, trying to listen to new sounds.
I hear that, man.
One thing that did make me laugh was them four lads though. Do you know what I mean?
All them memes.
Them memes, that was funny. That's the only one. That's probably the one thing I actually got sucked into so far this year was them four lads.
So yeah, I just seen all the pictures all the time, and like people edited. The funniest one of that I seen as well, if I can remember, was the one where Ronaldo was taking a free kick and they're all standing that was the funniest one that I seen, but there's millions of them. And then they were trying to do their thing off it. See that guy who interviewed them over Zoom or something like that. And
yeah, I think it was from that Bible, you know.
Yeah, I think it was. Fair play, do you know what I mean? To be fair, they took it well as well.
Yeah, they did. If I would try and monetize that.
You'd have to.
Shite out of that if I was there.
You'd have to. Well, that picture, I swear that picture was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's bare old. It's well old.
Bad time ago, and then it's just resurfaced again.
If like the clubs were open, you could see them doing like birdcage and that. You know what I mean? Rocking with birdcage. Defo.
They get people be there to see them as well, wouldn't they? But they're just getting abused, I think.
Yeah,
so people see the other side of it, don't they? Fair play.
Yeah, to be fair, I did see a few tweets saying like everyone's good to stand up for mental health and things like that, but when four lads are being bullied on Twitter, and to be fair, like, yeah, I thought about it that way, but I didn't really think too much into it that way. to be fair, I can't lie. But then when I saw the interview that they did, it made me feel a lot better.
Yeah,
I saw that tweet and I thought, oh shit, yeah, you're probably right.
I thought it was a lot better. It made me feel a bit better about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's slagging him off. I open Twitter, I'll scroll down and I'll see a picture of them under something or someone else's face on there or something like that.
I know them on the podcast.
Yeah, you watch it, yeah, you can definitely come on.
We have to fit him on that fucking fat one on the chair.
So
yeah, we have to fit him on.
I'm not going to come on, you called him fat. The big one, the muscular
one. Yeah, the big one, the one that
you,
smashed
you,
my head in.
you can come on. Yeah, smash your head in. Bro, for me, 2021, like you said, going back to 2020, 2020 was a mad reflective year for me. Just because we weren't doing anything and I'm working from home all the time and you're looking into your screen, just constantly thinking about shit, and I just, for me, like, I had an epiphany almost that 2021 and onwards is just going to be better for me. I'm just going to do better in life and try and influence people in different ways, not being an influencer, but do just, you know, more positive outlook on stuff, because for me, yeah, we've been through the worst already. We've lived through a pandemic, a plague almost, that is going to be talked about in history lessons all our lives and shit. And we've lived through that, so how can it get any worse, man? How can you still have a negative outlook on things? So I'm just going to try and be positive now, tunnel vision positive for 2021.
Yeah, definitely, yeah,
defo
touch wood. But that's the thing, that it's just sometimes, like, everyone can say making up for lost time or whatever, but some things you can't make up for. I missed my nephew's first birthday.
Peak.
Happy birthday, Zach, for
big up, Zach. Happy birthday for them, mate.
But yeah, it's been I missed my nephew's first birthday. Like, I missed my niece's birthday. Like, I missed like a lot of stuff like that. Like, so things like that you actually can't make up for.
Trust me.
I guess
it is what it is, bro. Favourite saying: it is what it is, because it is what it is. You know
Definitely is
what can you do? Onwards and upwards.
But yeah, fucking a big thing. I'm having an operation next week.
Oh yeah. Get that lump out in there.
I'm having an operation next week. A lot of people probably saw it on the trailer. Didn't have the bottle to comment. Jack, what's that big fat lump in your neck?
You should have commented. People should have commented. What's that on your fucking neck, that? You know what I mean?
But yeah, no one commented on the big fat fucking slug in the side of my neck. Yeah, I know. I've had it all my life. I know I've got it.
I can't even tell.
Nah, you could.
To be fair, yeah.
Nah, it only got bad when it got infected that time, yeah, and then it went from like being a pea to being like a golf ball on the side of the neck like that.
It was fucking huge.
Right? It was absolutely huge. It's on Google, right? I swear now, yeah. You know who you are. You know who you are who put it on Google, yeah. Nice one for that. But yeah, it's on Google.
We should get a picture of that.
Let me try and find it on Google.
We should get a picture of that and then put it on during this.
Yeah, right. What? Yeah, right. Fuck it. Yeah, right, put the picture here. But yeah, I'm having an operation on Wednesday. I'm having it cut out my neck, so.
You nervous?
I am a bit, you know. I've never had
you getting booked to sleep?
Nah, local anaesthetic, so I can't really be that nervous. But I can't drive for 3 days. Mum's gonna have to take me.
Fucking hell. Can't drive for 3 days.
Can't drive for 3 days. The scar's gonna be like that big, I think. On my neck. I'm gonna get a tattoo there.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Right, that. all you need to do, yeah, and I've said this to you, you need to keep it. Tell them to put it in the bag and keep it, because we'll put that up in here somewhere. We'll stick it on table.
No, yeah, we'll put my sister's gonna be on the table.
Jack's sis is gonna be framed on here. Yeah.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna see
it every podcast.
I'm gonna print it on a t-shirt. I'm gonna sell it as merchandise. I'm gonna put a picture there on the thing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sell it.
Sis.
But if you know me well enough, you'll know about the cyst. So. Yeah, we're saying.
Bring up the OGs who know about the cyst.
R.I.P. to the cyst.
Yeah. Soon I'm gonna miss it, mate. I'm gonna miss it.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it.
It was fun, that, mate.
But shit, yeah. But one thing I did want to speak to you about. I know we've had this conversation very slyly, not very intensely. Fredo's album. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was good, to be fair. So Fredo, I like his singles more. So the track he dropped as a single, what's it called? Is it Back to Basics?
Back to Basics, yeah.
So that as a single, when it come out, it slapped. I was gassed without listening to it. Thought it was mint. And then you go through the rest of the album, and it's good, but there ain't no playlist for me. That's what I say. The track with Dave is a movie, though, isn't it? Obviously, that's the one.
Yeah, I think yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, there's no standout tunes on there.
Yeah.
Like, for me, there's not a club record on there. Fredo's been known for having club records, which I think he got sucked into for a while.
Therefore.
There's no, big club spins on there. Like, to be fair, all the big artists always have a big club record on their album.
Yeah.
But I think start to finish, I think it's Fredo's best project by a mile.
Yeah.
I think he's levelled up lyrically. I think he took some time out to really reflect on the kind of artist that he wanted to be. And I think bringing Dave in to be executive producer definitely levelled it up for him. Dave's influence, is in there start to finish. Like even the tune with Summer Walker, I think that's going to probably do the best numbers commercially because Summer Walker's massive. But even that tune, like, it was like Santan Daveified. Do you know what I mean? Like, even on an artist that's such a positive and poppy singer, like R&B pop singer, like Summer Walker, like Dave's darker influences were there. Do you know what I mean? So
Dave, for the generation, is different, isn't it? His influence. I remember watching when I was saying to the under-18s Black Box Cypher.
Yeah.
And there's a guy there, I can't remember his name, some kid, and he sounds just like Dave. Like, and all the music and the beats that they're on, you can tell Dave's influence is there, because before Dave, I don't think there was anyone else like that. No one lyrically like him.
No, well, I think
at that age.
I think the beauty of why Dave is so good, because Dave's in our generation is the same age as us, where he's had time to be able to grow up listening to
all the goats.
English, British artists.
UK.
Whereas if you look at the best lyricists before Dave, you're looking at Wretch 32, you're looking at Gets, you're looking at Skep, like all these. To be fair, even to a certain extent, like people, when I say this, people might go in the comments, no, he's not. Giggs is a lyricist, right?
Yeah, he is.
Because being a lyricist doesn't mean that you can rhyme like 10 million different metaphors into 3 sentences and be such a complex writer. Like, nobody, as simple as it sounds, nobody can write lyrics like Giggs. Like, he's a lyricist, but all these artists that back then, they were growing up on American US hip hop. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it's taken years for the best lyricists and wordsmiths in the UK, to hone in on their skills and create our own sound, and use our advantages of being able to be good writers to do it. And I think Dave has then taken influences from that and realised that it's okay to be able to write poetry. Really,
storytelling.
He's a poet. Do you know what I mean?
It's storytelling. It's more than just music, almost, isn't it? It's more than that. Storytelling wise.
Have you got any JD?
From the top to the front.
Oh, aye.
Go on there.
But yeah,
there's another cup on there. Where's that other cup that I put on?
You fold up?
Yeah, no, there should be a 4 on there that was Toxic. Been passing that.
Why are you passing it over?
No, put it up there.
But
should be on there somewhere. There's a full one somewhere on there.
It's right.
But yeah, anyway. Dave is
So you didn't make him one?
Did I not? No, did I?
What?
Does it matter?
Oh shit! Yeah,
I've got one.
Yeah.
I've got a cup.
Yeah. Bring on here. I thought it was an extra one, but I've already given it.
But yeah, anyway. Dave. Is
Santan.
Dave's one of them artists that will look back. Grab one, folks, before we go on.
Okay.
Don't
take a couple.
But yeah,
chuck me one.
Just say something about Coke as well.
Respect.
But yeah, so anyway, Dave, right, is the kind of artist that I could talk about all day long, right? Because I think he's the kind of guy that only has to drop one album every 3 years. As much as I wouldn't want him to do that, as much as I want him to drop an album once every 6 months, which isn't going to happen, or once a year, he can get away with not dropping a single tune for 3 years. Because his Psychodrama, for me, still has the exact same replay value that it did when it first came out, and it's still there's still things that I don't get, that I pick up something new every time I listen to it again.
And you pick up something new, that's when you know the tune's gonna slap in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming from that new, but yeah, Dave, like I say, his last one was Psychodrama. And was that 2020 or 2019?
No, what's it?
2019.
I think it was 2018.
That's what 18.
It was 18 because we were listening to.
That's his last project that he's done, innit?
Let me double check.
Yeah, I'm gonna
check. Yeah, I swear it's a couple of, because he won the Mercury Prize for it, I think. No, he didn't. He won album of the year at the Brits. He won album of the year at the Brits. 2019. Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna say 2018.
Yeah, he won album of the year at the Brits.
Hey, some bangers on there, Location Burner Boy.
Location banger.
What a big tune.
Like Screwface Capital on there, slaps. What else is there?
Sort of Psycho, Purple Heart
tune.
Environment,
I love him back. Environment's probably my favourite one on there.
Bangers, yeah, he's been.
Even that Leslie tune, Leslie's not one that you slap on every
Yeah.
But when you listen to the project,
Even
start to
really
finish,
Yeah.
like you can't skip the Leslie tune. It's different.
Big up Dave, man. Big up Dave Santan.
But yeah, I think as a whole, I think, the Fredo project, I think it was impressive. I think I'm not even just saying this because I write for them, but if you get some time, go on Complex, right? And I didn't even write anything on there, but JP, big up JP.
Big up JP.
He got a couple of other freelance writing and contributors together, and they wrote like a review for Fredo's album, and they pick out some really good points on why it's good and why it's improved, and the way that everything they say, every writer hits each nail on the head, sort of thing. So
That's on Complex.
But yeah, and then Chip dropped on the exact same day.
Did it? Was this on the same day as Fredo?
It was on the exact same day.
Shit.
And yeah, we spoke about this briefly.
There's a lot of content in there for Chip.
There's too much.
Well, for me,
I don't want to slag Chip off.
I don't want to slag Chip off, but for me, Chip is the GOAT on freestyles.
Yeah.
On even for sending for people and shit like that, man.
No one can spin Chip.
No one can spin him when he's on track.
Yeah. No one lyrically, like even on what's the tune in the was it the mixtape with Ads and Skep? Was it Insomnia?
Yeah.
He's
sick on that.
He bodies every single tune.
If you could pick 3 artists for a mixtape, them 3.
If you had to pick 3
on paper,
if you had to put
that's
3,
fucking
if you had to
mad.
put 3 on a thing now, if you could pick a mixtape or an album, you put 3 artists on there, but don't just pick 3 of your favourite ones. You need to think they need to be able to complement each other, yeah. And
shit.
If you think of one, yeah, shout it out as well, boys. Think about it. What's happening?
Ben's on his coat on that fucking roasting radiator for like an hour.
Toast.
Melted, man. We couldn't call melted.
Can I grab this Coke and JD?
Yeah, grab it, Peg. Yeah, so if you can think of 3 artists, yeah, who, as well, I don't know if what the engagement's going to be like on the comments yet, but if people could put in the comments 3 artists on an album or mixtape, yeah, that could complement each other as much as Chip and Skepta did, hit me up. Because it's a tough ask, you know.
That's a tough ask if you're comparing them 3, because
them
that 3 link up. Them 3 are all masses in the field. Skepta and OG,
3
Chip
generations.
been around so long, and young guys with D Block, so taking over the game almost, dropping fucking projects every 2 minutes. So
that's another point. though. I don't want to cut you off from what we were saying, but when you say dropping projects after project, yeah, mastering what they're doing, yeah,
don't necessarily.
Do you think it gets to a point where you need to think quality over quantity? Because when I say that, yeah, what I think with D Block Europe is right is that they dropped last year. They dropped 3 mixtapes, didn't they? Well, they dropped 2 mixtapes on an album.
Yeah.
Right. So, and what I think is, listening to that, each project that you listen to from D Block, it's got certified bangers on there, yeah. But there's probably There's probably like 5 or 6 big tunes on each project.
Yeah.
So do you think? Fuck off the fucking. But the thing is, they're like 24 track mixtapes, albums. Do you know what I mean?
Long.
So if you cut out all those tunes that you don't like and use the 5 or 6 absolute bangers from each 3 of those projects they put out for the year, and they put out 1 album in that year, just with those big tunes, mate, you sorted. Like do you know what I mean? Like you won't need to do the other ones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like you say, sometimes it's quality over quantity in it, and they just slap loads of stuff out. What I will say is, most of the tracks are pretty similar because they just chat about pussy all the time.
They do chat about
D-Bot, yeah. If you didn't already know, they love pussy. Like, it's blatantly obvious. Young Gads, yeah.
Young Gads is a sick freak.
That's what I say. Pussy like fucking 10 times in the track. Yeah, they love it, and it's it is what it is for him. But yeah, quality over quantity for them. It's probably quantity over quality, but they still have tracks that bang though. They can't say it. D-Bot,
the visuals are always sick as well.
Exactly.
The music videos are always on point.
If you go on their top tracks, I did this the other day, about a year ago actually. If you go on their top tracks and you listen from top to bottom, the first 10, they're all bangers.
Oh yeah, guess what? On YouTube, if you go on YouTube, right, and you click on all the ones with the biggest views, each and every single one of those tunes is an absolute anthem, bro. Like so sick. Like some of the tunes on there,
So sweet.
yeah, there's
So we got JD for it, please.
Yeah.
Fuck off, it's a gone.
Right, it's outside,
Fucking that off.
But
I'm sweating on grab that cunt.
Pass the cups.
Yeah, fucking, yeah.
But yeah, so but I think when I think Chip dropped his mixtape, and I think, as we say, we don't want to. I'm not slagging Chip off in the slightest because I love Chip. I think he's an incredible writer, yeah, and he does not run out of bars. Do you know what I mean? He actually doesn't run out of bars. But I think, but one thing about Chip is, right, I think it's a good project. I think it's better than his last, which was what was it called?
His last project, Chips.
Forgot, completely lost it.
That's
Check was
really
wrong.
wrong.
But I think there's a few big tunes on there.
Thank you, mate.
I think the Bugsy Malone link up is what everyone expected it to be. Really, like it's not like
Cringe.
it sounds. Yeah, I know it sounds like a Chip and Bugsy Malone tune. Like I think it would have been too easy for them to make
They've done two, haven't they? They've done two.
Yeah, they did one for. But I think they've done one for Bugsy's album
And
they've done one for Chip's
Chips.
mixtape. But I think it would have been too easy for them to jump on a grind beat and go back to back. It would have been too easy for them. I think.
What a mad time that was when they were clashing. You remember?
Yeah, I watched a pod on this recently, bro. Like,
Mad, isn't it?
that's probably they didn't do too much.
Nah.
It was just right. It left people wanting more.
It was mad as well because everyone thought it was real as well. No one
Yeah.
thought it was fake. I didn't think it was fake anyway.
I didn't.
I remember watching it all like shit, and when Bugsy turned up outside White Hart Lane.
White Hart Lane with Big Nasty.
Yeah, with Big Nasty like shit. It's gonna go down, isn't it? And then Chip was like,
Yeah, you gotta rate that though. You gotta rate that driving
Yeah,
all the way down to go there.
Therefore, and even Chip didn't expect that. I don't think, did he? He didn't know he was gonna pull up outside White Hart Lane.
Stormzy's not sending back though.
No.
Stormzy's gonna get spin though.
That's
He'll
the
get
thing.
spin.
If he's got any sense, he won't send back.
Nah, no way.
And I think he's too smart because we know what Stormzy's like commercially wise. He's up there now anyway, so.
But he responded to Wiley.
Yeah.
But I think he's got a better chance against Wiley because
Yeah,
Wiley's
Wiley's
did
the Godfather, mate.
Wiley did well in their clash. Yeah, Wiley was good. But I think the reason why social media said that Stormzy won, these are the times that, bear in mind, in hindsight, it was definitely a publicity stunt because he was just chopping heavies to head.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's getting people talking, which is the exact same reason why Chip was sending for Stormzy.
Yeah.
He tried twice and he tried again a couple of days before he dropped to the
and then he dropped the
tape.
project.
Do you know what I mean?
It's good marketing, isn't it, really?
No, it is great marketing, but
yeah, he gets spun though, won't he?
but yeah.
No one's having it with
But
him.
I think with Chip, like he's not making projects like as someone of his calibre and the bracket, the names that you put Chip next to, he's not making projects that are as good as them, and he's not making projects that you're going to go back to in years down the line.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you put him in the top bracket of rappers, and he's not
Microphone champion, mate. Literally, that's what I mean. He'll spin anyone on the mic, and I think that's the best way to describe Chip.
That is very true.
On the mic, on a freestyle, on a send, all he needs is a mic and a shell garage, and then he's done.
And a shell garage, definitely.
So that's all it needs.
Do you think that UK music's becoming a bit too saturated now?
Saturated how? Like,
As in there's too much of it?
I mean, nah, because it's only going to be like that anyway, isn't there? You know what I mean? It's only going to be more and more coming out all the time. I think UK music's thriving, if anything. With the lockdown now, people should spend more time making more music. But I don't think it would affect it in any way. I think UK music's in probably the best place it has been for a long time, especially coming to this now. With all the artists and people coming out, they're the ones you want to see, mate.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think?
you're right. There's a lot of good singles coming out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good songs that are doing well. But in terms of when you're talking about projects, like who's going to drop a serious album of 10 or 12 tracks? Who's got the actual...
UK. So we know who's going to drop a banger soon.
Well, yeah, Gets.
Gets,
Obviously, they're going to be album of the year, called it here first.
Yeah.
Box off. Gets, Conflict of Interest is going to be album of the year. But in terms of like artists that are coming out, right, artists are doing well. So, like for example, one artist that's doing sick commercially, taken drill and turned it into something completely new is Pounds, right? He's signed to Northern Quarters management. He's doing well, and he drops. It's not our cup of tea, but what he's doing is he's taking drill and turning it into something fun and exciting. But with someone like Pounds, who's doing such so well on the singles kind of things, can you really picture him putting together like
a project,
a 12, 13, 14 track album that does well?
He's the guy who wrote Birds Twerk on Insta and that.
Yeah. No, that's Swans.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Swans, but again, Swans, another artist, like, he's done very well commercially.
Yeah.
He's done sick to build his Instagram the way that he has. He's got 1 million followers, did sick. But again, could you really picture him dropping an album of 14 tunes that actually has context to it? Do you know what I mean?
No,
like, it's very, very rare.
That's the thing.
It's very rare.
The
Like,
bar's set though, innit? You know what I mean? With people who can do that, so like saying Dave Fredo or someone like that. If you want to have a top project, top album, yeah, you're gonna have to come with something better than just fucking standard bars.
Parsaloo did it. Parsaloo's latest, his album, Send Them to Coventry, was very sick. I was very interested to see it. It's been out for a while now, but I was very interested to see where he'd take it. But that's elevated him. He was on bloody Jimmy Fallon a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, big up Parsaloo. Swear down, Jimmy Fallon. He was. I swear it was one of them late night talk shows anyway in America. He was on there, smashed it. Obviously, Slow Tie was on there again for the second time with Skepta the other day. Yeah. But Parsaloo, he's taking it to the next level. Like, and his management team are sick. But when he put his when he dropped that, I don't know if it was a mixtape or an album, but when he dropped that project, like, it was genuinely like sick start to finish. So many different sounds, like energies, and you can tell that he's actually a musician. Yeah. When he dropped Frontline, when he first banged, I just thought he was just a standard road rapper that sounded like J Hus.
That's what I thought.
Everyone
was saying, it's another J Hus here. And I remember listening to it thinking, he's a bit J Hus, you know what I mean, with that African vibe almost, you know what I mean, the Afro beats take on it, and you think, I think that's just because J Hus was so unique in himself almost when he come out. Like J Hus, when he dropped his couple projects, what was the first one that he dropped? The first proper one that banged, was it Common Sense? Yeah. Now that's a serious. See,
everyone well, I put this up on the Insta, when I think it was before we actually launched the Insta, but I put up, what's better, Big Conspiracy or Common Sense? And I personally believe it's Big Conspiracy, but I know bare people disagreed with me, and I can see you shaking your head now, yeah? Bare people disagreed with me.
I think just because it was his first proper project, and the biggest one that he had at the time, for me, Common Sense was different, was a catalyst almost for him. Do you know what I mean?
But do you not think there's a couple of shit tunes on there though?
Yeah, well, I think there's shit tunes on every project though. Every album has. I can't name one album from start to finish that's over 10 songs that has every song slaps. I don't know if you got
Fetty Wap's new album.
Fetty Wap, yeah, mate. That's what I'm going to say actually about UK and US music. So UK rap and whatnot, but US music and stateside stuff is so different almost because there's so much more variety I think over there, but there's so many different takes, so many different styles and stuff, so many strange artists, which actually makes me think, do you know what is weird? Little Uzi, who's just put a $24 million diamond in his forehead.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mad.
What the fuck's that about?
Mate, that is actually mad.
He's had that surgically put into his forehead, yeah? Why? What's the fucking need? $24 million.
I actually rate Lil Uzi, mate.
Yeah, I like
him.
Tracks, yeah, I think he's alright.
Yeah, he's a bit of a strange character.
Well, clearly, yeah.
I watched an interview that he did with Zane Lowe right on Beats One. He sits there for like an hour, and like the way he talks, yeah, he's like he's like a 13-year-old child, like in a man's body.
Yeah, well, that explains it then.
But like, he's actually like, he's a bit crackers. Like, he's not all there. He's definitely not all there. Yeah. He sits there like with a lighter, right?
But he's American.
But he's literally just sat there with a lighter, just like flicking this lighter like that, yeah, like going like that. But he's like talking. He's on an interview like with Zane Lowe, and he's just doing like going like that, like flicking everything. Yeah. Watching it, thinking, you're just not right. Yeah. But yeah, 24 million quid in your head.
On your forehead.
In your head.
What's it called off
how did it
Avengers? It Thanos.
Yeah.
And the stones and that. Moving all Marvel and that.
I seen one earlier when I catch him loses on his own, and it's like that guy pulling it out of his head.
Ripping it out of his head. I'm like, what? So, it might sound silly, yeah, but could he like shower and everything? Like, how easy is it?
I actually watched his Instagram story before, and apparently, like, what it is, he's had it put in, but it's dead swollen at the minute, so he can move it side to side because his skin's like dead inflamed. Like it moves side to side, but apparently in like a few days or whatever, when he says when the swelling goes down, it's going to be fully lodged in his fucking head. Like it's going to be stuck in his head. Like
fucking hell.
I don't get it. Like I don't get why you'd want to do it.
So the thing
That's American culture though. Like,
that's more money than sense. That
$24 million.
in your forehead.
I didn't realise I knew they had money in America more than here.
To be
But I
fair,
didn't realise
Lose is fucking massive.
he's got like 40 million followers on Instagram.
He's
But,
huge in his soul.
mate, I didn't realise that
Bro,
they had that kind of money.
it's his money, man. He can do what he
He said
wants.
he's been paying for it for years, apparently.
Yeah,
In fact,
that's
I'll find out.
He's got-
Who does that? Who does a deal like that?
got a diamond.
Yeah, he's got it on Klarna, yeah.
He said he's wanted this pink diamond, like, that's what it is. Like, he's wanted it for years. He said he's been paying for it, like.
Imagine wanting a diamond in your forehead for years.
A diamond, yeah. Nah, but he's not. But that's what I mean. Like
Mate,
he's not all there.
It's his
not
money.
all there.
It's his money. Little Lose, it's your money. You can do what you want.
If you're watching, mate, it's okay.
When
Come
you
on
watch
the pod.
this, yeah,
Come on the pod.
You can come on, yeah, and tell us why you did it. There we go.
Yeah.
So
And give me a few quid while you're at it.
yeah, let me have half of your diamond. Therefore,
24 million. But yeah. But that's the thing. I don't really listen to like you listen to American stuff a lot more.
So
than me.
like, I mean, I said this to Ben and Peg the other day. Fetty Wap, yeah, was like a guilty pleasure back in the day. Like SoundCloud bangers, yeah, I'd listen to, and I stumbled upon an album that was it was dropped in 2020, but I only listened to it the other day, and he's got timeless bangers, man.
Who, Fetty Wap?
Fetty Wap. He's auto-tuned out his head, which a lot of people don't like, but I kind of like auto-tune music. I like normal music as well, but the auto-tune side, yeah, Fetty Wap, he goes in, he's got them chilled out vibes, but auto-tune music is coming more and more now.
Yeah.
Some of my favourite artists are all auto-tune. If I look at someone like Nave Smalls,
Yeah.
who is mint, I think, certified as bangers, he's auto-tuned up. Some of the people who might not know as much Manchester-wise, K-Don, who has just dropped two projects, two tracks, was it Street Prayers and something else?
Something
else,
called? I forgot.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Prayers
K-Don
and
goes in.
something else, but yeah, he's auto-tuned out his head, but the track's
Yeah,
slap,
he's
man.
sick.
The
Yeah,
track's
he's
slap,
sick.
and
Big up K-Don.
it's each to their own with stuff like that, but that type of vibe as well, I'm a big fan of.
I've listened to a lot more of like soul and R&B music, to be fair, recently. Like,
Really?
yeah. I don't know what it is. It's just I've just been gravitating a lot more towards them kind of sounds. Like there's a guy called I can't pronounce his surname. I don't know if anyone's heard it. Like Brent Frieras. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Brent.
Is it Fires?
Brent Fires. Is that how you pronounce it?
It's a weird
I'll show you now. Brent
Brent.
Fires. I don't know how you pronounce it, but he absolutely goes in, mate. Like he's sick.
What is it, R&B?
R&B. Like he dropped an album last year, him called "Fuck the World."
I've never seen
Him,
that guy.
right? But mate, he absolutely
Little
sends it in,
Brent.
mate. Yeah, he's sick, mate.
Yeah,
Listen to that album. Like, he's like proper American R&B.
Yeah.
Showed yesterday when we was getting a trim that Berwin.
Oh yeah.
He's
yeah.
sick, mate.
Yeah.
He's absolutely sick. He just got Sound of 2020,
BBC.
2021, BBC Sound of 2021.
Big up that guy.
Yeah, he's sick.
Big up
Right.
him. Big up him. Hey, does you always put me there now? Yeah. So when I was driving home yesterday, I was listening to the radio for like the first time ever, because I've never ever listened to the radio because I've always got my tunes on. Yeah. So the radio on, and some of the shit you hear on the radio, yeah, is ridiculous. I don't know if it was on History or Capital or something like that, yeah. But there was someone on the radio, yeah, and the presenter was saying, so there's been an album released by an unborn baby.
What?
Right? So a baby has dropped an album from the womb, right? So she's got parents, her mum and dad are musicians, yeah, and the sounds of the womb, I think it's called Sounds of the Womb as well.
Sounds of the Sea.
They've dropped this album, yeah, with the sounds of the baby, and the mum's like...
Is it on Apple Music or out?
I don't know,
Put
put
it
it
out.
on music, yeah. I don't know the names. So
Only
you can't
play a
put
little
any
bit
of
though,
that,
because
yeah.
we might get.
Nah, I don't have anything in. Yeah, the mother and father are both musicians. I don't know what it's actually called. I think it's called Sounds from the Womb. Yeah, and it was on the radio, and there was a guy talking about it, and he says, "Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, some people just need to give it a rest." That's what he says. He goes, "That's just attention seeking. How can you drop an album of an unborn baby? Are you seeing it?
7 hours ago, the first ever album recorded by an unborn baby to
Yeah.
release.
Mate, that
Put it on Talks.
I don't know if there's a tune now.
Is there any links? What's it? Sounds of the...
Sound of the
It's
Womb.
not going to be on Apple, is it? Sounds of the
Child
Womb.
of
Sounds of the Womb.
Said Child of
Sounds of the-
Musicians.
I think they're American. I don't know if they're English.
it's gotta be
Psychedelic band.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the
Sounds of the Unborn. It's called.
Sounds of the Unborn.
It
That's
sounds
it.
like a pretty decent.
Yeah, no, you think, but I heard a little clip of it, and it's just like.
Sounds like a heavy metal band.
Yeah, it does. It does sound
I
like
think.
a-
Sorry, I think the dad is like in a heavy metal band, and he's like a bass player or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's
See,
the bass.
one thing
Yeah, is that what it is?
It's not out yet.
I could. It's
No.
not alright. Well, I'm definitely going to be
Next
pre-ordering
episode,
that.
yeah.
Definitely going to be
Next
pre-ordering
episode.
that.
We'll get the baby on.
Yeah, baby show, wasn't
Yeah, when you get on there, yeah, fucking sit here and
it? Yo, I'm gonna.
funny that. Whoa. Where's them Skittles at?
Yeah, mate.
Hey, there are Skittles.
No, I can understand it if it's like so.
Sick flavours left.
If it's
The
the
yellow ones.
Oh, the best guy.
Who are the red ones?
Yeah, now if they put on why is it green and yellow?
Green, green's underrated.
Yeah.
I'll take a change.
My brother only eats green ones. Well,
Shout out
green
Jay.
white ones and that. Shout out Jay. I know we'll be watching if it's on. Shout out Jay, yeah. I'll get some green wine gums there. Jay.
Shut up, Jack.
Yeah, green wine gums are his favourite. He only has green wine gums.
And Diet Coke.
And DC.
Some diet that in it. Green wine gums and Diet Coke.
Hey, he's an athlete though, isn't he?
At least it's diet.
Yeah,
he's a diet,
full fat, but no.
Nah, but if you, like the Sounds of the Womb, I keep thinking of fucking Sounds
Sounds of the City, so that's by
I understand it if you. Do you like the sound of like the heartbeat, like when you get a scan? I could understand it if you took that sound, like sampled it and turned it into something. But if it's just the sounds of an unborn child, I'm not buying it.
Mate, some of the shit you hear on the radio is ridiculous. That's what I heard. The other thing I heard was just a little fun fact. The guy who created the Rubik's Cube, yeah, it took him a month to figure out how to solve it. Right? Took him a month to get it sorted. The guy who created it, yeah, it took him a month to sort it. And now the world record for the fastest time completing the Rubik's Cube is 3 seconds.
So
3 seconds.
It's like 3.5 something.
Well, I was thinking
And
that
it's like a professional. It's like
I bet it's
like
in
they're
China.
testing-
I reckon we get some Rubik's
Probably.
Cubes on for both
Like a
of you. See how
Rubik,
quick
yeah,
we
anyway,
do it.
I'll quick you. Do you know what?
I
Yeah,
over the
don't-
back from the cameras after about 3 days.
I swear to God, yeah,
Do a full episode.
my trick, yeah, I could do one side of a Rubik's Cube, but I can only do one side.
Mate, I'm not on a Rubik's Cube. That's Luke. Yeah.
Man, I did.
Mate, what? Mate, I was actually thinking this the other day. Yeah. Toys you when you're younger. Yeah. What things did you like? Did you have
Beyblades.
Beyblade? Did you have a GameCube? You?
Yeah, bro, I had a GameCube, Nintendo 64, had a Game Boy Color back in the day because my brother liked Pokemon, so I used to fucking bash Pokemon as well.
My granddad bought me the Game Boy, the one with the tribal pattern on the back of it.
The flip up one, that's a Game Boy Advance. That.
Yeah, Game Boy Advance. That's
There
it.
was a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and there was like the DS.
DS.
them all, mate. I used to love Pokemon, mate. Serious.
Do you remember on DS? Yeah.
Catch them all.
Mate, Nintendo DS was actually way ahead of its time if you think about it,
Yeah,
right?
DS was
Bro, do you remember? Yeah. When you don't have to play, when you don't play the fucking the game, and when you go on like you used to. Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, but I swear you go on the DS, you'd flip it up, right? Am I right here? You'd flip the DS up, and there was a bit where you could speak to other people, where you could write in.
Nintendo chat, something like that.
You could write in the thing, and then other DSs in the local vicinity.
Yeah, that bit, didn't you, with
could
the-
see what
the
you're doing.
stylus
Yeah,
is what
took it
you
on
call
toy day, me in year 6.
Yeah, trust me, bro.
I had a green
certified
one,
then.
mate.
You had a green one. I had a
DS for birds. PSP was
No, I had a
PSP.
PSP. I had a
PS for
PSP.
birds.
I had a PSP as well.
I didn't have a PSP, mate. I only
No, I
had
had
a DS.
PSP
I
as
had
well,
a black DS and I broke it and it used to never stick up, so I had to have it.
You know what's actually funny? Yeah, I had a PSP. Yeah, I remember having it, and I got it for Christmas one year. Yeah, and obviously the games are like little.
Yeah, cards. all
But what you
that
could do is you could fit in the big what fucking what console was it for? Like, it was like a bigger disc, but it wasn't like big. It was like that big.
GameCube.
Nah, but you could fit them in the PSP.
I don't know.
But
I
it's
swear they were just PSP.
Nah, there was. What was it? I might think. Nah, there was.
Fuck knows that.
There was some. Yeah. Anyway, put long story short, yeah, I forgot what it was or how it works, right? But I got the PSP, and I only had like 2 actual PSP games, and I had to use like old ones from a different thing because I never got bought any new games. I never got any new games, so I just had like old shit games for it.
Oh, boo.
Have you been on bin wheels here?
Bin wheels. You got. Yeah. Oh, you see that thing on Twitter as well the other day? RuneScape.
What about it?
Did you not put that thing in the Twitter chat the other day? Of like this is the tweet, and it was like the armory for RuneScape.
Bro, it was Modern Warfare 2.
Was it? I thought it was RuneScape.
It was Rust on
No, it was like it was all the emblems like P45. It was all the clans like, you know, when you get like gold on the gun, you get the thing.
Yeah,
It was RuneScape.
Yeah, anyway, RuneScape went off anyway.
Nah,
I never played COD.
Yeah, I can fucking tell.
I thought it was
Bro,
RuneScape.
Modern
I
Warfare
used to
2.
bash RuneScape.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is the GOAT game. You wanted to 1v1 me on Rush, yeah? You're getting smoked. I will 360 you off the top of
Fucking
Rush.
take you up on that one, bro.
Drop my money on it. Well, you get smoked on Rush 1v1. I remember my name was Quickscope Will, QS Will. I had a little clan going with a couple other boys in there.
Sound like you had pure plans when you were
Yeah,
younger, bro.
yeah, that's when my head was proper screwed on. And like QS fucking Toast or something like that. Some shit, some other West people joining my
Was you in a clan sack, was it?
No, it was XX hyphen QS hyphen Will hyphen
Videos.
XX hyphen XX, yeah. HQ Corner. Shout out HQ.
Right,
For your
no
best
one
porn.
will be watching now anyway. We're
For your
no one's going to be watching.
certified porn. Including
Nah,
that.
but
clip that.
Wave me.
Right, are you driving home?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's only done.
You went in it.
He's driving.
But yeah, what was I saying then? What's the train of thought now?
Sounds of the womb.
But yeah, sounds like yeah. We're going to be putting that over the fucking...
Silence of the womb.
But mate, I've not had a drinking time.
Have you got all
though.
these skills?
Honestly, I've not had a drinking time. I did dry January, mate. Well, kind of. I've drunk on the 30th of Jan because it's my granddad's birthday.
So you didn't do it.
Don't count on
I
that.
don't do it, mate.
Well, big up Tolk's made dough for dry Jan.
Big up
450 quid.
450, big up Toad.
Yes, mate. I love it when people do stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
when they do the charity
Good
thing.
qualities,
Like,
bro.
it's sick, mate. I actually well rate it, and I love how I think we're lucky that we're the people that we know and stuff. Everyone's always dead supportive and stuff, things like that. Do you know what I mean?
We've got community, don't
Big
we?
up you as well, man. You did it. You smashed it.
Yeah, fucking yeah. I made dough for mine.
In it.
Yeah, big up. Yeah,
That was
nice one,
fucking.
yeah.
That's effort.
That went straight to Andy's Man's Club, yeah.
Big up that. Big up Jack, yeah. Big up Andy's Man's Club.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, sick cause as well. Like,
What was it? 100k? 100k a month?
I ran 100.
Raised 100k, bro.
Hell yeah.
I raised £100,000. I ran 100
Captain
kilometres
Jack.
in Jan. No, in November. In November. So
Fair play.
yeah, it's sick.
Fair fucking play, mate. To say fucking, that is a big effort, man. Some muscle that in it.
Well, yeah, man.
Wish I could do that, man. Wish I could fucking. No, to be fair, I probably could, but I need a lot of. Why is Clarky lad? Just like that video.
Clarky, what is Clarky like boxed off? Right, anyways, right. Fuck it.
Right,
Is that us done, bro? Is that weird?
Do you reckon? We sign off.
So yeah.
That's been 59 minutes.
That's been 59 minutes, so I think that's a pretty decent effort for the first
Do
go.
you
You
reckon,
know, I
yeah?
think we've done well. I think I've enjoyed it.
Up, to be fair.
It's warm.
It's
The
been
honey,
emotional.
the honey JD has got me a bit.
It's been emotional. Yeah, right. Boxed off pod episode 1 done.
People,
See you next time. We're not sure if we're doing a video next week because I'm getting this fucking
Get this cyst
ball
out,
sack
innit?
cut out my neck. So we might do, we might not. Let you know.
Big up everyone. Respect.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Respect.